Welcome to Chris Parkin Shooting Sports. This is the 88 Airborne air rifle. Now this is quite an economically priced air rifle. In the UK it's less than £400 and it is regulated. It's available in 177 and 22 and I've been shooting a 177 version on review. The 177 has a 14 round capacity in the magazine, the 22 has a 12 round capacity in the magazine. So I'm going to go through and tell you some of the details about it. You've seen it shooting on paper, the targets are here, we'll go through those in a minute. But let's cover essentially what you're getting. The barrel is fully free floating and you get a sound moderator with it which screws on the end. It's 18.9 inches long, which is 480 millimeters. The buddy bottle takes up to 220 bar fill and the actual capacity is 545 cc's. Now I've been getting over 200 rounds of pretty consistent shooting from this rifle, so I'm quite happy with the shot count available. Looking back at the action, we've got side lever cocking and you've got a Picatinny rail on top which makes scope mounting super easy. It's a two-stage trigger and there's a safety catch actually within the trigger blade which locks right to left for fire and then reverse for safe. Now I'll just do a safe dry fire on that just to demonstrate the procedure here, push it through and then bang, off we go. The two-stage trigger weighs in at 1319 grams, which is 46 ounces, and it's quite crisp and predictable actually. I didn't have any problem shooting it. The right side pressure gauge is easy to read, easy to fill, and access from the underside when you are charging with the air hose makes things simple. The filling valve is on the underside. It's a Foster connection, you get one with it, and this actually screws off to make sure you don't lose them in the field. Magnetic ones are okay, but I do always wonder how I haven't managed to lose one yet. This one fits on, screws back in position, and it fills up to 220 bar with your air bottle. There is actually a pressure gauge on the side of the rifle, but these are never quite often as accurate as the ones on your larger air bottles themselves. But I did go with this one and filled up to 220 bar, which is just shy of the red line on the gauge here. The air bottle's aluminium and the stock is walnut. It's actually a very nice plain straight grain walnut, but it's got excellent ergonomics. You've got a nice high cheek piece, you've got space here for your underside hand to fit without, I would say, recoil. On some centerfire rifles they don't make this space satisfactory, so when you put your hand into there the rifle recoils and cracks you on the back of your hand. Now on an air rifle that's not an issue, but this has got good ergonomics, and it's ergonomics actually that some centerfire rifles will benefit from. There's a bag rider at the bottom here so you can support it either on a supporting fist or with some kind of support bag. I was using a soft Caldwell bag, and the butt pad at the back is an inch thick and it gives you good grip into your shoulder, although as I said there's not really any recoil. The side lever is about 6 inches or 150 millimeters long. You've got plenty of leverage, so there's no issue at all cocking the action, and when it slides forward it's extremely smooth. It's almost impossible to feel the pellets going into the action. The final benefit of the magazine system is once it's empty you can't accidentally close the bolt and approach a hunting scenario with an empty rifle. Just at this moment in time it would appear to really like JSB Exact Diablo 8.44 grain pellets. The walnut stock is warm and comfortable. It does seem to resist any kind of water ingress because I did shoot it somewhat in the rain. Finishes matte and smooth. I particularly like the checkering pattern on the stock which incorporates the ATA logo. There is an inlaid stud under the forend, so you can add a bipod or other accessory like a sling if you want to, but of course being a walnut stock it's not difficult to add additional studs if you want them. Yes, I'm quite impressed with that. The other pellets weren't so great, these pellets definitely seem to suit it. What I will also say is that the geometry and ergonomics of this stock certainly shoot prone shooting, and maybe put a bipod on or something, but with the rear bag it's great. But it's It's got good length of pull geometry, and it does feel like a large adult's gun rather than maybe a kid's gun. There's a large cutout on the pistol grip to make sure you can get your hand in and out quickly for actual accessing the side cocking handle, but it does also mean it's totally ambidextrous, and similarly the rifle can be shot comfortably from either shoulder even though you've still got right side cocking and action support here. Length of pull is 362mm, which is 14.3 inches. It has got good ergonomics and size for an adult. It's probably slightly a big rifle for a junior shooter, but that's not to say you couldn't have the stock shortened if you wanted to. And of course, this large cheek piece here means you get good alignment on the scope, and you've got plenty of access room and grip on the stock. It doesn't require too much bulk. It's quite a slim grip. There's not too much of a palm swell, and it's quite vertical. So the actual reach to trigger from the throw to the grip is fairly consistent regardless of hand size. Overall weight is 4,300 grams, which is 9.5 pounds. And again, it's not a super light rifle, but it's very comfortable and very good shooting prone with this rifle and from supported positions. It's not quite as handy as some short compact air rifles, but that's not to say it's not accurate, and it certainly won't prove its goods on paper. I'll just open a tin of pellets and demonstrate loading the magazine. The magazine is actually ultra reliable. It took me a moment to just get used to it to start with, but it works beautifully and you can't lose any elements of it. So essentially what you do is you turn that all the way around and turn the magazine over, and you place the first pellet in backwards, so skirt first. That goes in there, and then you just let go of that. Turn it over and you can just rotate easily straight past all the other pellet slots and fill them up. And if you do happen to drop one in the wrong way up, for example like that, you can just make sure you uncover that hole and drop that individual pellet out. You don't have the problem of having to block the holes and drop them all out accidentally. Then simply clip it back in place and rotate back round, and it slides into the gun with the cocking lever open. It has been 100% reliable, it's well made, and you do get two of these with the rifle, though I only got one with mine. Now, I test air guns at 25 meters. I was lucky today, I managed to get a break in the weather because it's been windy and raining, but I did manage to do it. So here you can see the two groups. I've actually put those the wrong way around. Both are JSB matched Diablo pellets. I found these very, very good, accurate, reliable and consistent pellets. This is the 8.44 grain pellet, which is pretty stunning, to be honest. That's 753 feet per second, which is 10.6 foot-pounds. A bit later on, I shot the heavier 10.34s, which I know some air rifles I've used recently do prefer. I think, you know, based off the few groups I shot, this is probably the slightly better one, gives you slightly flatter trajectory too. 679 feet per second, which is 10.6 foot-pounds. Both of those are very capable of, you know, airgun range pest control without any problems at all. You can see I've shot the rifle from a few positions. The stock is very strong. You can put it in the clamp on a tripod if you want to. The buddy bottle underneath is also rigid, so it's not flexing and it doesn't bump into the barrel if you do support the rifle holding that rather than the stock, and you've got good versatility on that stock. Welds well into your shoulder, and as I said, you can shoot it from the left shoulder as well as the right with no problems on scope alignment, and there's no magazines in the way either. The magazine system itself is compact, the way it fits in the action, not too bulky, so scope mounting, although quite high on here, can actually be lower than some rifles that also have a magazine underneath the saddle of the scope. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching that review. Please like, subscribe, comment, click the notification bell, bong, and make sure you do put your comments down, your likes down, because they're what drive the channel and keep me making videos for you. Please go through to the end and see the link for the British Shooting Show 2024 and click on the link to buy your tickets for next year. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.